Want a streamlined, pleasant home buying or home selling experience? Call Shayla, the savvy realtor. Your needs come first when navigating the home purchase for you. Need to sell a property? Shayla King offers professional, top-tier service from beginning to end. Call or text her today at 901-210-6785. Hey, and welcome back to Trim the Fat. We have a podcast designed to help you on your emotional, your spiritual, and your physical journey. We want to trim the fat, those fears, those anxieties, and traumas that sometimes keep us stuck. Today, I have a special guest, my friend. She's a mom, she's a realtor, she's a stylist. She does all the things beauty, and she has a lot of things to share with us today. I have Shayla King. Shayla, you can go ahead, introduce yourself, tell us about who you are.
Hey, as Rhonda said, I am a mom. I'm a stylist, salon company owner. I'm an educator, an artist with a global brand. I'm a realtor. I do everything. I do a lot of things, but they're all with purpose and with fun. And I'm glad to be here with my girl, Rhonda.
I'm so glad you are too, because we got so much to talk about. I have a feeling you're going to have to come back, but that's even before we start. Yes. So you did say something already about all the things. So a lot of things that we get stuck on is being a mom and not being able to do a lot of other things, like our family is the highlight or the priority, which it should be, but then we put ourselves back. You've just said that you're a salon owner, you're a realtor, you're a stylist, you do all of these things. How do you do it all?
So let me just say, my husband is the best.
The bomb.
That is how I'm able to do it. He has just been my biggest cheerleader from day one. We've been together like 24,
since y'all were 2
years. Well, since teenage years for me. And but he decided early on, after we had our first child, that he would be a stay-at-home dad, because actually at that time it worked out for us better economically and what we needed to do just at that time. So he just has stayed with that. And he is just dedicated to take care of the home front and the kids. So and that has allowed me to just do everything my heart's desire.
That is
so he just stands behind me 100% even to today, and just
everything. Love you, husbands. And we hope that you rain down on the other people so they can let us do those things too. So I love that. And it shines through you, and everything you do is that support system. I just talked to, we had a guest, Wiley Brown, and we were talking about how his wife is so supportive. And you don't have to be married to have that support, but just having somebody in your corner, it makes a big difference. And then you're a mother. How many children do you have?
I have 3.
Yeah.
I have big people in my house. They're 17, 15, and 11, because my 11-year-old is really like 18. But I have a boy and 2 girls, and my son's the oldest.
Right, and you still manage to do all the things that they need you to do too.
I do. So within what I do, of course, as being a stylist, and I've worked for myself for a long time, just being independent, that I make sure I still prioritize them, even though I work a lot, and that I'm out of the house a lot, but they still know whatever they're involved in, the things that they're doing, I'm going to be there, because they're only doing that thing at one season out of their life. And so I'm not going to be the absentee mom, even though I'm doing a bazillion things all over the place, but they're still number one, because they're only at their ages at that time.
That's so true.
I don't miss out. Now I'm there.
That's a blessing. And you're right, because so I don't do well with time management. So I'll call and I have an appointment. I was like, oh my God, I can't come to this. Can I come on this day? She said, absolutely not. My kids have something, or my husband, so I'm like, okay, I got to respect that. But she will fit me in when she can. So I get it. Nadia too, she has the things. That's why I stopped I had a second job up until maybe a year and a half ago. Okay. I still had I just like to, I was missing working. So I was in the hospital. So working around people, because I work at home most of the time. So I had been at the hospital for a few years, but then I was working those hours that I committed to, working my job, doing the other things I like to do, but then missing on the days when I'm at work, some of the things that she will probably only do once. So I said, okay, let me let that go. I let the 12, 13 hour a day retail job go too back in 2020, because it was like, there's nobody to cover me.
Right.
And there's nobody else. I want her to see me there.
Yes.
It makes a difference.
Yes, it does make a difference. A huge difference. Even though I think I embarrass my kids sometimes, when I go to their things, I am the loud parent in the audience.
You
and all
are?
that. Yes.
Okay.
I'm making whistles, whatever it is.
I didn't know
so
that.
that they know, okay, I'm here. And
everybody else
am
knows
cheering
too.
you on. Everybody else, they know when I come through the door, I'm like, there's that mama, she loud. Yes, I am. So my kids will know, that I'm behind them 100%. But then when they grow up, they'll remember all that stuff.
Yeah,
Like they'll just have, and it means something to them.
It does.
I believe it does, even though they're like, oh my gosh, Mom. But then later on, they're like,
I'm so happy.
I like it.
Yeah. I'm so happy you did that. Guess what somebody said you did? Yeah,
Yes,
I know about it.
yes,
so Nadia just had a talent show the other day, and I didn't think I was going to be able to make it. And she seemed down for a minute, and I was like, I think your dad, Dad is going to make it. She was like, okay, he'll record. So I came through the door, not knowing where she was sitting, because she wasn't on the stage yet. Yeah. And she looked back and she saw me. She was like, yeah. So, that made me feel I'm able to do that. Yes. In this season of my life with the profession that I have now. So that's good. So wait a minute. Salon, salon owner. I know I come there, but I don't know how you got that started.
Okay, so how I got that started, I've had my salon company for 10 years now.
Okay.
10 successful
Congratulations.
years. Thank you, back in October. And that really was a seamless, that may seem hard to believe, but that was like a seamless start for me, because I knew as a child I wanted to be a hairstylist, like 7, 8 years old. So I knew as I progressed through high school, I took cosmetology in high school, like I was very clear on what I was going to do. So even within my first 10 years of being a stylist, I knew about year 7 or 8, I was like, okay, I'm going to want to have my own salon. So I just had it logged in the back, because I knew it wasn't the time to do it, but I still had that logged in the back. So I was working, doing my thing, and around my 10th year at an independent salon that I was in, I told the owner that I was working for, I said, okay, so in about 2 years, this is what I'm going to be doing. I'm going to branch off and I'm going to have my own salon. And really what I started doing was, as I'll say this, and you know this as well, I put the word on everything I do.
You do.
Everything. I find the scripture that applies, and I say, okay, Father, well, this is for me, so this is what I do. And so I wrote it down. I wrote everything I wanted down, because the scripture says it's write it down and make it plain.
Make it plain.
Write the vision, make it plain.
That's so true.
And that's what I did. I did ahead of time. But then I was very specific about that, of what I wanted to look like, how many stylists, all that. And then I also put in there I wanted this to be debt free starting out.
Oh, I need to write that.
And that's a promise. That's a promise in there. So I put it in there. But getting through all of that, I was looking at before I even started looking, and I said, okay, Father, it's time. And I prayed about my location, because I knew where I wanted to be, all of that. And when I tell you, the Lord just puts people in place for you.
He sure does.
And that'll manifest and bring to you what you need. So I got into that by one of my suppliers that, brings products and all of that. And I was actually talking with him, because I used to work with him a long time ago, so we're friends. And I said, I'm ready to have my own salon. So just letting you know, I know where I want to be. And he said, you know what? I want you to go check out this place. She's about to leave. She has to sell her salon. And I think it'd be a good spot for you. It was 2 minutes.
When you say seamless.
Seamless. It was 2 minutes from where I was already working. And I knew where it was, because I had a friend that worked there. Well, I knew someone that worked there. So I went over there, talked with the lady. And it's where I am now, because I've only had one location. And she was like, yeah, I have to be out of here at such and such time. It was like 3 or 4 months later. And we just worked all that. So I called my dad. And I was like, okay, Daddy, I found a spot. Because my daddy told me. He said, when you're ready for a salon, I'll take care of that for you. Now, this was way back, when. And I said, well, Daddy, I found my spot. And it's already outfitted. Didn't have to put any money into it. It was ready.
Didn't have to plumbing and all that stuff?
Nothing.
Wow.
So when the Father has it for you and it's ready, you just walk right on in. And so I called my daddy. And trust. Absolutely. So I called my daddy. He came down. So my dad lives in Atlanta. And so he came down, looked at everything, and whatever was needed to be paid, he paid everything in cash for me. He paid for everything. He was like, because I want you to start out the right way. He said, and I told you I'd do this for you.
And you said already.
Said already.
Debt free.
Yes. So that's how I started my salon.
Oh, that's so good.
Yeah.
Thank you, Daddy. That's the reason why I met her and all these good things. So you did say, right when you were expressing how it happened, you said you knew you weren't ready yet. How did you know you weren't ready yet? Is based because of your plan and because the things weren't aligned to what you wrote, or was it something internal that you was like, okay, I'm just not ready?
Really, it was more so I knew I needed to resource myself and prepare better, because what I was not going to do is set myself up for failure for being impatient. I wasn't going to do that because I knew that the business that's coming, the company is coming. So I've got time to do that. But I made sure I had my things lined up for me, that I prepared myself. So the owner I was working for at the time, when I told him that I was going to be leaving like in a year or two, he said, well, come on, babe, I'll show you what to do. He got behind the scenes with me, told me everything, how he ran a salon.
Yeah.
Everything like that. So I just gained as much information. I went to conferences on business owning, salon running, all of that. So I did that to resource myself. And then when it was just time, I just had the confirmation and peace in my spirit anyway. And I was like, okay, well, I'm ready. Let's go.
That makes so much perfect sense. Man, I'm so glad to hear the story. Just because you the key word there was, you said, I'm not going to be impatient.
Yeah.
Okay, so that when you're impatient, it messes up a lot of things, or it disappoints you.
Yeah.
So I've been there multiple times just multiple times, not just with projects or things like that, which is like, I'm impatient. So, but I'm much better now. These years, I talk about it so much, like, why did I have to wait till 40 plus to learn the things that I needed? Because I probably wouldn't have lost so much previously. But you know what? I'm not questioning that, because it's a time and season for everything. Exactly. My mom and I was talking about that. She was like, it doesn't matter that, you can't know everything. You're not the know-all. You do so many things great, so don't beat yourself up about, so it's a season. And it was, you have to learn. Some things won't give you that aha moment but I love that you said, if I was impatient, it wouldn't have worked away. Right. And you trained yourself. That's discipline.
Yes. But I kept the goal in mind, and I had the vision in mind, because now you know me, Rhonda. First of all, I don't stress about anything.
Sure don't.
I don't stress about anything. I don't worry and concern, but I do what I can do. If I can't, I'll handle it another day, another time, whatever it is. Whatever it is. But I didn't want to also, because I'm wanting this thing, because I've had the vision to try to go grapple it and create a stressful environment. I was not going to do that, because I don't sacrifice my peace. And people who know me, I do not sacrifice peace. If it costs my peace, it costs too much, and I don't do it.
Ooh,
so I just wait.
No, just stop. That is so good. That is so good. It's so good to be that way, because sometimes I'm like, just keep going. We're gonna keep but it is sometimes you do. Mm-hmm. Sometimes we can end up sacrificing our peace just because we want something at the wrong time. Mm-hmm. Oh, it's so good. Okay, I'm like, okay, we're in the candy store. Give me all the good.
Yes,
because I do know. Right I do know you're very calm all the time. And I be stressed, and I be like, oh, I'm 10 minutes late. You be like, girl, it's okay. And I'm like, I didn't want to, because I'm stressing on the road, like, oh my God, I don't want to. And I shouldn't be. And you said, you know what else you just said? You don't worry. My mom used to call me a worry wart. Mm. And it's not as an adult. I used to be that way as a child. Oh. Like, I would worry, where are you? What time is it? If she's not back in 20 minutes, it's been 20 or 30 minutes since she said she was going to be back, I think I'm worried. Or if it's just, I'm better. I keep saying I'm better. But it's work. It's hard sometimes to not worry. But I do know that. You're telling the truth. Mm-hmm. You don't worry. You don't stress. And like you said, if it's costing my peace, I don't want anything to do with it.
I do not want it.
I love peace.
Yes.
I do.
Because then also I will say, because what I'm not going to do is be worried and be looking old around here. I refuse. There are people I know that be worried all. Y'all looking 10 years older than what you are.
20.
And I refuse. I am not.
Yeah, that's good. That's good too. So it's a vain thing, and it's also inside. The inside and outside. You don't want.
Not. I ain't doing it. Okay,
so let's take this. Let me take this. We're not getting these wrinkles from worrying. We're not going to be looking stressed in the face, and then we're not going to have the stomach upset from that. We're going to be inside out. I'm going to keep our peace. Yes. I got it. I love it. Yes. Okay, so I know, but a lot, the people that don't know you yet know that you just started embarking on traveling and doing New York Fashion Week and stuff.
You got me excited.
I want to, I've seen pictures, but tell us, what made you want to do it? How did you get to, because you've been twice already, right?
Yes.
Okay, that's great. Yes. So New York Fashion Week.
Okay, so Again, as with other, like I do, my daily, I talk with my father every day. Like we have our relationship, and sometimes we're like, now you know you're not going to do that. And you need to say, okay, I got it.
And you listen.
I do
That's
listen.
Good.
So once I reached my 10 years with the salon, which was back in October, and I was like, okay, Father, I'm ready for something. I feel something else. Because in my talk with him, in my prayer time, my time with him, I always tell him, expand me.
Yes.
Enlarge my tents, enlarge my borders. Do this, bless me so I can be a blessing. How can I open the door for somebody else? Whatever it is. And so actually how that came about is I'm a matrix artist and educator, which I've been with them about 1.5 years now, and they're a global brand for professional hair products, hair color, and all of that. So my team that I trained with, we're still in a group chat. We keep in touch. So one of the ladies in there, she follows a stylist that goes to New York Fashion Week.
Okay.
And so she was recruiting for a team, so she put it in our group chat. And so I was like, okay. I inquired because I'm thinking about doing different avenues, and working on different avenues of my career, because behind the chair, that's my bread and butter. Yes, but I've been behind the chair 21 years.
Yes.
So I'm like, okay, now what else can I do with this? Not that I'm going to come from behind the chair anytime soon, but I like to see what else. There's so much else out there.
Yeah.
And so I inquired with the lady, did, talk, interview, whatever we did. She was like, okay, I want you to come. I want you to join my team. I was like, great, let's go. So I go. Now, I think I've told you this before. I can't remember because I tell everybody.
Yeah, okay.
But before I went on that trip, I told the Lord, I said, okay, Father, I'm going. I said, but you're going to cause me to be noticed. You're going to cause me to stand out. I said, I will have great gain on this trip. And I put the scripture on that says that your gifts will make room for you and bring you before great men. And I said, Father, that is for me. And so I applied that, did that. So went to New York. When I tell you, I had the best time. And I didn't know anybody there. Now, you know me, drop me in a room. I will make friends. Like, I don't. Not knowing people. So I was in there doing my thing and had some, run-ins with a couple of what they say celebrity people. I don't keep up with folks like that.
That's a whole nother story.
But, all of that. So go do and come back, have a great time. I actually talked with a producer like a week later. So nothing happened immediately.
Okay.
For what I said, because when I declare something, I expect the fruit. Now I expect the manifestation, because that's how the Father's been doing with me. We've been walking for a long time. So I said, okay, well, it's been a week, nothing, that's fine. So I talked with the producer a week later, because I actually inquired about being a lead. Not that I wanted to do that. I was going to say, like, what does that entail? Yeah. What is that? So I called him. And he said, exactly. He said, when you were here, he said, I noticed you. He said, you really stood out. You helped your teammate. You navigated so well. You did this, and this. He said, I want you to come back and be a lead. I didn't even get the word in.
Yes.
I didn't say anything. He said exactly what I declared. And so I said, well, okay, yes, I'm going to do that.
Yes, I will.
And so from that point, I went back just last month in February, had a team of 25 stylists with me. And when I tell you, we killed it.
I saw some of the video footage, and I can tell. I just know it's a vibe anyway.
It is a vibe.
I can tell it's a vibe. I've been in New York before. I've wanted Nadia to walk the fashion week, but I've dropped the ball on it. So hopefully she'll do that one day when they do the kid teen fashion week. But I have been behind the scenes doing beauty. That's one of my other things. I love beauty and all that. That's a passion of mine, but I just can't do it all the time. So not in New York, though. Not to that level that you've done it. But I know that was a whole thing. It great. Put fire under you to do.
It actually did, because I've not ever really been interested in production, like backstage work. Okay, and now I thought about I want to be a platform artist, and that is still on my list.
Okay.
And and I believe the Lord will use this Matrix Avenue to get me there, because they do hair shows and platform artists, and I'll move up within that company as well. I know I am. So with that, I was like, okay, I like this. Backstage was my zone. And it was hectic and chaotic, but it was good, and I loved it. I loved every minute of it. It did not.
It made you feel good.
I flowed. So when I went back in February as the lead, when I tell you, they were like, wow, your team, the producer and the coordinator. And they were like, okay, you brought your team, y'all are doing, and they were like, you just had it.
And you were prepared. You were prepared, and you felt it. You didn't worry.
I did not. I had about 16 or 17 of us from Memphis.
Really?
Oh, yes.
See, I didn't know this. I thought they were from Marla. Okay, so from Memphis?
Represented Memphis very well.
Hairstylist?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes,
Some new?
So Well, I knew pretty much my whole team, and the others that I didn't know were referred by stylists I already knew. So we already had a connectivity, and I prayed about that too. I said, all right, Father, send me the right people who are going to do we're going to have a vibe. We're going to gel. It's not going to be a me. It's going to be a team thing. And when I say lined up the right people, and it was great. So that's how I got into the Fashion Week thing. Now that I like it, I was like, okay, now how do I do this? So I just started following Instagram pages of different fashion weeks and all of that. So I don't know if you know that, or did I tell you about next week? So I'll be
That is next week. You're going to
Kansas City.
Yeah, what?
So
Kansas City. Here we come.
That one, yes. I applied to be a stylist. It's not a team thing like it was in New York. They just, bring on independent stylists. So I applied for that. I said, okay, well, if this for me to go, then I'm going to go. And I got my confirmation right before I went to New York. Actually, in February, they got accepted to work backstage at Kansas City Fashion Week.
So I think, and it's going to be more after that. I'm so excited. That's so good. I love to hear, and I love to hear the energy, and you can see it all over your face.
I'm so excited, like right now, talking about it.
Yeah, no, I feel it. Like I want to go because I love that. I love that dynamic. Yes. I love that energy and that type of atmosphere too. So one day maybe I can do somebody's face or something for you. We'll say if somebody needs somebody's face done, or something like that. Or if you need the podcast to be in the back, something we don't know.
We'll keep everybody in mind.
We'll make something work. So moving on, because so my name on Instagram, my personal name is Doc of Many Trades, just because of you. So you got it all. So we got to come up with you something, because it's not just Memphis mogul style. It's not.
It is though, Memphis hair mogul, because I'm a mogul.
But you do so much more, because the real estate. So what made you get into real
now?
Which is good. Now we need avenues of income and different streams of income. So and I think that this is so great that you're honing in on all the things that's available that you feel good about, and then you're using them to your advantage to help your family, present and future, and to set a good example for your children. Your husband said he's supporting you to death do us part.
I mean, to the end.
So you're doing it. You're doing it. So this is great, and this is a testament to believing and to achieving and to going after what you want, and still looking great while doing it. So
no worries, okay? Because I'm not sacrificing.
That's so good.
I'm not gonna be looking old out here. But so the real estate. Interesting. I've never had a desire for real estate.
Okay.
Never even thought about real estate ever. But in my time with the Father, as I just declare scriptures of increase, of whatever it is, expansion and all of these things. So I've learned not to be overly specific in how the Lord will use me and how he will expand me. Okay. Because I just trust him at this point. He tells me to do, I do. And I trust him because
I see
he's manifested over the years for me so much. Like, why would I be concerned and, resist it? So in my time of doing that, it's just spending my time with talking with him. He just put in my spirit. He said, do real estate. And I said, okay. I didn't ask any questions. I don't do that anymore, because whatever it is, he's sending me, one, of course, to bless me, but also I need to bless other people. I am here for other people. Yes. It is not all about me.
Yes, that's 100%.
I am here to serve others and do everything else. Yes. So within that, I started taking my classes, the hours and doing all of that. And I'm still, not that I was asking questions. I was like, real estate? Okay, just let me go with it. And I've been a real estate agent now like a year and a half. Okay. And what I'm seeing now, being a year and a half in, it is just another avenue for me to serve people. Yeah. Because you know me, brother, I have a heart for people. Yeah. I love people. Yes. Like I really do. I love people. And however I can impact them, reach them, or just connect with them, or build a relationship, however the relationship may be. Professional, casual, it doesn't matter. Yeah. It doesn't matter. No. I'm a very personal person. That's just because I love connection. But then I see how the Lord is using me and will continue with real estate, because all of my transactions I've had are people I know. Yeah. But then I've had the patience with them, or have the God will give me the wisdom how to work what they're trying to do to serve them and to get them what they really desire as well. But then at the end of the day, it's about, who can see Jesus in me? Who can see God in me? Let me I'm here, use me, and be fabulous while he's using me. But seriously. I love it. Seriously. But what can I do? So he's just opened up that door, because another avenue of serving. And that's what I do. I serve people.
So good. So you know what?
people.
Okay. So something you said really separates from serving. So some people think that serving means that which is great. I love to volunteer and do that all the time. I have a servant heart, and I'm glad my daughter has that. But here's the other thing: you can also serve people with the things that you are blessed to do in your profession. That's why it's good for us to choose things that our heart is passionate about, and that makes us feel good. And we're proud to be. So even if it's not in our entrepreneurship, then whatever we go to school for and that we're going to be trained for, a trade or whatever, and that becomes our job or our career, it should be something that we can take outside of those hours that we're getting paid for. That's going to help one. It's going to help two. It can help masses. And I've always been like that. Like, I don't care. Like sometimes, we have a big expectation of one event or one thing being grand and skyrocketing overnight. That's not real. For many things. It could be one out of 1,000 things that can be skyrocketing. I know it's a process and patience, but if I helped one person, I could have had an event, or I could have said, I'm going to have 10 people on the podcast. If I had one show up and we helped one person, I'm happy with it. So it's not about, like you said, it's not about me. And I love that. And I love that you can see that on people. You can see when it's not, I'm not doing anything, for me. Sometimes we do. We have to do a lot of things for us. But when it's about serving and doing what the purpose is, the purpose will prevail.
Yes. Absolutely.
Yeah, I love
Absolutely. Purpose will prevail. And purpose reveals the truth of what your intentions are too, though. Well, like the time. So if we're doing something for the wrong reason, it ain't gonna last.
Oh, that's so true.
That's what I mean by that. Our purpose shows as well in the longevity or not the longevity, because we may know what people don't know what our intentions are.
That's true.
But the intentions do come forth as well with purpose. So if it's the good purpose, you're going to keep going. If it's not, it'll be short.
That's so true. So one of the things that I always ask my guests that come on is something for you. It could be, it don't have to be the mainstream thing people say, but self-care. So for Shayla, if you have a self-care day or a self-care week or something, even if it's an hour, what is it that you're like, okay, I just have to do this because I just need to reward myself?
Well, okay, so I wasn't going to say reward.
Okay.
But really my self-care thing is rest.
Oh, that's
and
a reward itself.
And I'm just going to keep it simple. I mean, I'll get nails. I don't, get my hair done. I do that. And I don't really have avenues of like that. I don't care about all that. I need my rest. Okay. I'm going to sleep. And I'm going to get like all of my 8 hours, 7, 8, 9 when I can, but really rest, because if I'm lacking on rest, I am not going to be any good to anyone else. So my self-care, when you say that to me, I interpret that as I need my rest. So I don't lose sleep, one, because I'll be looking old if I start doing 4 or 5 hours. I am not going to be sleep deprived out here.
Okay, I need to. So they say I look young, but I need to get 8 hours. I never get 8 hours.
And I make it a point. I'm going to bed and I'm getting my 7, 8 hours. But that's my self-care because it produces a productive day.
That's
for
so
me.
good.
And that's a daily. It produces
I
can be the best me.
You can. And you are the best you, and you're going to continue to get better. And I'm so glad that you came and took time to spend time with me.
Me too.
Right now, what you can do, where they can find you, what your handles, whatever handles you have, the businesses that you want to share. Go have at it.
Okay, well, you can find me. The best way is on Instagram. For hair would be memphis.hair.mogul. And for real estate, it is Savvy Memphis Realtor 901, all words separated by underscore. So you can find me there. I do have a Facebook page for the salon. It's Premier Hair Studio. And for real estate, it is Shayla, the 901 Realtor. And my salon is Premier Hair Studio, 3135 Kirby Whitten Road, Suite 104 in Bartlett. We are award-winning as well, 6 years running for Best of Bartlett. So we can take care of you all hair needs. I mean, everything. We do everything. Nothing's counted out. So we can take care of you there if you're looking for a new salon home. But you're looking for a realtor, y'all know I'm already fun and professional. I will take care of you. So definitely reach out on that end as well.
Thank you. Thank you. I hope you do. Thank you guys for watching and tuning in or listening. We hope that you follow us on Instagram at trim_the_fat. I have a Facebook page now. It is Trim the Fat by Dr. Rhonda G. Please follow that. I do expect and I would like for you to subscribe to my YouTube channel. So while you're watching this, go ahead and push subscribe, push like, share with someone who may be encouraged by Shayla and this podcast. Thanks for watching.